MeTV 24 Meridian proudly presents your favorite way to start the day. Welcome to Mornings with Scotty Ray and Candace.
And good morning. Scotty Ray and Candace on a gorgeous Thursday with sunshine everywhere.
It is. It's pretty today.
Now, as we'll get into this, things are looking better for us as Mother Nature has kind of backed off for us, and the severe weather is not going to be as severe as it could be. Does that make sense?
Yeah, she gave us a little break.
Yeah, thank heavens. As let's just look at that real quick and show everybody what we should expect overnight. Let's pull up radar here so everybody sees what's going on here. As we look at this, we'll see that all of this green here is a level 1 for the Meridian area. Let's turn this off where it's a little bit more visible. Philadelphia on up to Stark Vegas, all these areas here. Look at that. You have to get to Grenada, Vicksburg, and these areas for level 2, and then this will be the worst of the worst over this way from Lufkin, Texas, back over to Temple, Texas, Waco, and those areas on up to Monticello there, taking in Shreveport. That's going to be your level 3 for tonight. Now, you go, well, what's going to happen in the morning? I heard it was going to be bad then. That's backed off too. Let's go to tomorrow and take a look so you can see what's happening. And, well, it's better. A level 1 for us as well. You have to get east of Birmingham for it to be a level 2. Okay. So blessings for this area that it's not as bad as it would have been.
Right. Of course, we do hope that there's no severe stuff anywhere else. That
we should get some thunderstorms. We could get a little bit of some wind gusts. We'll watch all that. And again, we're dealing with Mother Nature. Could this change? Absolutely, because you don't know what she's going to do.
Yeah, a little rain is not going to hurt us, though, I think.
That's right. It's kind of like a woman with finding a lipstick collar. The mood could change any moment.
Yeah. Could get dangerous.
Yes, it could.
Situation could get very dangerous.
Look, I'm proud to report this. I just was not made aware of it. We asked it during the 6:30 broadcast about the National Day of Prayer. I didn't see anything about it in writing, but thank heavens, today is National Day of Prayer at the city lawn over at the City Hall, 12 noon. It'll be that moment.
Yes.
So I'm glad. That's a big blessing there.
That's right, and you said that they're also going to be doing it in
Philadelphia. At the lunch park there, they'll be doing that. And if your community is doing it, let us know so we can tell others where y'all are going to hold yours at. No matter where you're watching from, let us know. Important thing for us across America today.
But even if you can't be at these places, you can always stop and pray at the same time. So.
Also, this is a big day. Y'all going to get run over as people try to make their way to Cinco De Mayo Day.
It is. There'll be lots of margaritas, I'm sure.
Yes, it will. So that's going to be happening all over town. So if you partaking of that, make sure to enjoy yourself on that also.
Please don't drink and drive.
Nope, shouldn't be doing that.
If you do have a partaking of something.
Especially on the National Day of Prayer.
That's exactly right.
Wasn't going to go there, but I guess I had no choice.
We went on into Cinco de Mayo right after. But that is the fact. I mean, it's reality. People are going to do that. You know they are. So just be careful.
As we mentioned also earlier this morning, downtown Meridian was shut down yesterday. There's no other way to word it. A 2-mile, well, not a 2-mile, but a 2-block radius of downtown as it went on as we had a gas leak. That we're working here as we pull up this picture here so you can see exactly. This is 22nd Avenue Bridge looking south. That's the Castle building. It was a gas line struck in front of that. A construction crew was working, hit it, and immediately everybody started going, sniff, sniff, what is that? Good thing they have that smell in there, isn't it?
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Kind of like raw eggs.
Yeah,
you can't miss it.
Yeah, it is a bad smell.
So that was taken care of yesterday, a few things. And boy, at the wrecks that went on, if you ever take that little turn, here's the look of what we were seeing up by near Walmart there. That cut through that comes across there from Bonita Lakes. It was a boo-boo there, and we had a wreck.
Oh, goodness.
And
you're not supposed to pull out of there and turn to the left.
Correct.
If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, the wreck happened down here at that 3-way where nobody ever knows who should go.
Right.
That's a confusing thing.
Yeah, it is.
I say put a stop sign for everybody and it's done. But that was the accident that happened yesterday. We're glad everybody's okay. Now, a second part of that, and I mentioned this, was we had the wreck there, and it was rumored, oh my gosh, there's about 2 or 3 wrecks. And what it ended up being was, and if this is not 100%, but this is the way it was given to me, was possibly a homeless man had a stroke in between the stop sign and up toward that Dollar General there, and he was lying on the side of the road, and Metro was trying to get to him to get him to the hospital.
Oh, goodness.
He was transported out of the area. I think he's going to be okay. But it was a little bit of a scare there for a moment of what was going on.
That is scary. Yeah, we do hope he's going to be okay.
Busy day there for all of them. And then the headline of Meridian of two things went on yesterday. The first thing that I got was what is going on 24th. And I was trying to find the picture. I had it up a second ago. Here's the scene of this. This was what was going on. This was the 1900 block of 24th Avenue. Cops were everywhere. Next thing you know, you see them toting computers out in armloads, chunking it in the back of a Tahoe. And you go, whoa.
Yeah.
Well, as we find out, this was one of the homes that was owned by Sheila Poe. And then a little bit later, from my understanding, there's possibly search warrants on all of her properties that happened simultaneously, so to speak.
Okay.
As the afternoon went on, we did find out, and we go to sammedia.network. Here it is. She's been arrested.
I can't tell if she looks like she's proud to be there. I don't know.
A different mugshot look.
Yeah, it is.
As we got that from the Meridian Police Department. Again, manslaughter charges and culpable negligence charge against her. As we found out, the elderly lady that passed away died of blunt force.
Right.
This will take a while. Again, you are innocent until proven guilty. I want to remind everybody of that, and strong charges there.
Right.
And speaking,
She was in charge of the homes.
right.
Where this stuff, not that she did that.
The actual act, but you're supposed to care for the people that are in your custody.
Yeah,
or
and she's
your
in charge
care.
of who she hires to be there also.
So that a few of the things that went on yesterday, and boy, let's talk about the high sheriff. Yeah, he's been busy out there. Him and Ward Calhoun have been busy rounding up folks. A few deputies joined in as they made you remember we talking about out on State Boulevard?
Yes.
It was a scene of a lot of cars that come on in. Billy Solly's crew showed up, and what did they do? Well, they took two people to jail. Here we go. As we go back to Sam Media, Christy Hayes, along with Jeremy Lovell, were taken from that residence. As we find out, it was felon of possession of a firearm, trafficking of controlled substance, and the list goes on and on of what they had and what the Sheriff's Department found. And a few days before that, we also wanted to give good mention. I don't want to leave any criminal out.
Yeah.
You have to be fair to everybody.
Yeah.
Terry Gordon was also arrested for the sale of a controlled substance. Got a pretty high bond there. Several things that the Sheriff's Department found to be, well, you shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah.
They'll do that, you know.
Yes, they will. There's a lot of that going on.
Yeah. So if you wondered what a bunch of sirens were going on there, that's kind of what's taking place over the last 24 hours in our area, to give you sort of a rundown. And numerous wrecks. I mean, nobody could drive yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah, it was like people need some driving lessons yesterday,
Yeah.
for sure.
And we can't leave out Newton. It'd be unfair for the city of Newton for us not to bring up that Shad White come to visit y'all. One of the busiest mans in the state of Mississippi.
He is busy. He's busy looking up all this stuff, making sure everybody's on the up and up, and obviously he's found out there's several people that are not.
We go back to the veteran cemetery, found guilty in court yesterday, $14,000. As we look at this, Henry Gruno has been found guilty by a set of his peers. Around $29,000 is the demand letter for the repayment by the time they factor in everything.
So, I mean, I guess he just embezzled money?
Yeah, it was embezzlement. He's been convicted now. It is no longer a charge.
Right.
It's the real deal. We hate that happened. The veteran cemetery, a very important part of all of our lives around.
That's exactly right. My father-in-law's buried there.
Let me ask this, and you may not know this, can a spouse be put there also with their husband?
Yes.
Okay. That's good.
Yeah. They can.
Proud of that. So that's a few of the headlines that's gone on over the last 24 hours. I did want to bring this up bright and early. Let me tell you, girl, it got busy around Meridian, Mississippi with our very first fender bender of the day. Let's go ahead and throw this up. Ain't nothing like getting up and going to work and taking out a light pole. And we had that
That'd
today.
be a bad start of a bad day. Wouldn't
This was, let's zoom in on this so you can take a look at this. This was earlier this morning, 5th Street and 40th Avenue, as we take a look at this.
it? Oh goodness! I hope nobody was hurt.
Missing a tire and missing a light pole. And I'm sure if you were trying to get dressed, that didn't go over too well with no electricity.
No, that would be a bad thing. That would be a start of a bad day for a lot of people, I
It
think.
would be.
Not just the person driving the vehicle.
I'm telling you, it makes you cranky if you don't have your coffee and your electrical.
Yeah, that's right.
It's-
Electrical.
Yeah, that's why they used to call it back home. Electrical up on the rural right in Kemper County.
Snoop Dogg language, ain't it?
It's Snoop Dogg language. We've got a special guest, and we almost had someone miss the curtain call as we cut to our special guest across the room over there.
It's a very bad thing to lay on somebody who's made the effort I did. I was just thinking that pole lady should have figured out that she could hit out here for a year or two.
Because it's so far out in the middle of nowhere, isn't it?
Gosh.
Out on the rural
I tell you, I took that hard left coming here and got nosebleed on my.
We got
Well,
a
it's a
big,
pleasure to be here.
Oh,
and hitting the curtain call.
yeah, made it here. We got a big event coming up this weekend. Jacky, Jack, and Britt are here to talk to us about it. That's right around the corner. Y'all don't rush off. We'll find out what the fuss is about and why they're here with guitars.
What's that buzz?
Lot going on. It is.
Your hearing aid going off? What is it?
Yeah, that's what it is.
That'd be that
Pacemaker.
That'd be that Coca-Cola refrigerator behind you back there. It sometimes wants to holler. I don't know what the problem is with that, but we'll check into that.
Yeah.
More on the way as we begin your day. Right now, we're into the 70s as we head for a high temperature up into the 90s. It's going to be warm. Y'all stay close.
At the Back Porch, we're bringing families back together for fun, food, and all the things you love to enjoy around your home. Every event starts with a great grill, great cookware, and accessories. Add in some locally sourced meat and dairy, along with frozen vegetables and casseroles, and over 500 brands of spices and sauces. Relax in our chairs, swings, daybeds, and have fun with our cornhole boards. From coolers to trailers, we have everything you need. When you see the big chair, you've made it to the Back Porch.
As the days get hotter, Sanders Gas reminds you to get your air conditioner tuned up. Sanders Gas can repair or replace your whole unit, whichever you need. Talk to Sanders about a tankless water heater now and never run out of hot water. Find out how easy and affordable it is to cook on gas stoves. And those backyard barbecues are coming. Don't run out of gas. Get yours refilled today. Sanders Gas, since 1946, 611 26th Avenue South. 601-693-4054.
I grew up on this farm. My dad was a farmer. My granddaddy, too. I was always pretty proud of that. It's not easy work, but we helped feed Mississippi. When my truck was hit by a company vehicle, I thought I was going to have to sell the farm. Thanks to Richard Swartz, I didn't have to. He handled my case and reached a settlement that saved my farm and my way of life.
Remember, I'm your Mississippi attorney, Richard Swartz. I'm here for you. One call, that's all.
And welcome back, Scotty Ray and Candace, as we begin this day. Jack, I know you were yesterday downtown Meridian
Yes,
as I passed
was.
you on the street corner there.
You're right.
Boy, that was a big event at the Temple Theaters. A lot of folks got inducted to the Walk of Fame.
Yeah, it was really nice. And you know, Britt and myself and Ken Rainey, we got our hands in the concrete down there 2 years ago. Isn't that correct?
Yeah.
Well, anyway, on Facebook the last 24 hours, people have been congratulating me for getting my hands in there.
I saw that.
I didn't say anything. I said,
joined right in.
whoopee. Well, thank you very much. I'm glad they honored me yesterday. It was a big deal.
For somehow or another, I guess I didn't get the press release of who was going to get in it. I walked up and I thought, Percy, what are you doing?
Well, now he was
former mayor got inducted.
he got in there, and George Cummings of Dr. Hook and the Medicine Show. He was actually on the first bill 2 years ago, but this is the first time he's been able to come down because of COVID.
Right.
And then let me think. Forbert was supposed to do it yesterday, but I didn't see Steve around anywhere.
I didn't either. But let me show you a picture of what I did get yesterday.
Okay.
Look here of Emily White all off in there. There she is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
she was all over this.
Yeah.
Ken Rainey
There's
kept
Ken.
telling her, "Stop that! You're stopping traffic."
Oh, I'm telling you.
But Ken got his redone. Something happened to his originally, didn't he? And they redone that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So that was Ken's second time into the concrete
Yeah.
there.
Oh, yeah. Because he was the first. He was in the first batch.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they be in the next batch.
Parker
too, huh?
McGee was inducted yesterday.
It was
Frank Evans, our buddy Frank Evans, Bill Pippin.
Two
a lot of
keyboard
folks.
boys.
Yeah. So we're real happy about that. And I'm just trying to think who else. You got a list over there?
No, and see, I never got a press release on it, and I only knew of
I think
Emily.
Kirk, at the Temple Theater. What's Kirk's last name?
Captain Kurt.
Yeah. We call him.
But I didn't get
can't
the.
think of his last name because I know him like.
But for whatever reason, I didn't get all that. So when I showed up, I was kind of shocked that many people were getting it, 'cause I had no idea. But it was fun. I enjoyed it.
Somebody said Steve is doing his today.
Okay.
Oh, maybe that's true because he's got his concert tonight.
Yeah. So it ought to be fun. Now, Pat Gray also.
Steve, I got to tell you about Steve. Steve, I do these hikes. I've done 4 100-mile hikes through the Appalachians in the last year and a half. And so, anyway, we're on top of a mountain in Harriman, New York.
Yeah.
And Larry T. Johns, who I grew up with, he goes with me on these hikes, or I go with him because he's a great hiker. But he turns around and he says, he's always talking about his playlist. When he discovered an iPhone, he discovered words like playlist. And he said, "Hey, you ever heard a guy named Steve Forbert, an artist named Steve Forbert?" I said, "Yes, I think I have." And he says, there's a song called Romeo's Tune. I really love that song. He said, "Oh, yes, that's a very good number." And I pulled out my iPhone, which I discovered many years ago. And I said to him, "Hey, Larry, would you like to talk to Steve Forbert on the phone?" "Oh, don't do that to me." That's not funny. Because we're high up on the mountain, kind of like we're going to sing about. Well,
right.
But anyway, I dialed up Forbert, and he got to talk to
Pretty neat
Larry
little thing.
Johns. It was really fantastic. But I want to say one thing. As much as I really love Steve as a human being, he's been a good friend. His daddy is a peach.
Absolutely.
I just really love that guy, and he's one of those guys that he makes Meridian just a little bit better every time he walks through
helps us out a
downtown.
lot.
Good guy.
Steve's playing at the Maverick Festival in England.
Are you going to do it again?
I don't think so. I'm not ready to go.
Tell him about
yet.
the Maverick thing and how many times you've been.
I've been over there
what-
twice and was supposed to go last year. COVID shut it all down.
Kind of crossed the pond, didn't it?
Yeah, that's a
Big
they
deal.
love country music over there, and they know a lot about it. And
Oh, they absolutely do.
they'll request songs, and it's not the top 10. It's something on the back of something way back. you
Well,
know.
think about country music. Where did all that begin anyway?
Yeah.
Hillbillies, that's
Yeah.
by Bonnie Prince William.
The British Isles had
And so-
a big deal to do with it.
Irish and Scotland and English, of course, with their ballads. And so they just kind of got, I can't think of a better word early this morning, than regurgitated. They refurbished them, so to speak. And like Barbara Allen, Lord have mercy.
Yeah.
That goes all the way back to Ireland and England.
And it got here, got to the south, it got to Mississippi.
Well,
and it crossed up with that African influence and the blue notes.
Oh, made it
and all that stuff.
fantastic.
That's where the music came
Yeah,
from.
made
right
it
there.
just wonderful.
As we switch gears on this, there's something big coming this weekend, and there's going to be the play coming back to Meridian Community
Jimmie
College.
Rodgers, America's Blue Yodeler.
Yeah, man.
What time and what day is it happening?
Saturday night at 7 and Sunday matinee at 2 o'clock.
Now,
That's
tickets
Meridian
cost you
Community
what?
College.
Like $10 to get in to come see it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, very
$10.
affordable.
Yeah, it's cheap enough.
$10.
Now, how many folks are in the play? Let me ask that. How many folks does Jimmy bump into?
So, I don't know. Something.
Well, of course, if you got those extras for the party scene
Yeah,
stuff.
we got a bunch of extras.
Yeah.
There's Jack plays my daddy. And
I'm the father of country music.
Well, that's a good title.
And he's also a Geneva Rambler.
And I'm in the
TV
band.
Blues House Band. So we working Jack like a rented mule.
I'm telling
Now,
you.
y'all gonna have to give me a definition because I don't think I've ever heard of that word before. He's a what kind of rambler?
Geneva.
And what would that definition that mean?
You see, the Geneva Ramblers. We'll do that in a second. The Geneva Ramblers, they were originally from Bristol, and as you well know, Bristol sits smack dab over the Tennessee-Virginia border. Bull. So Geneva. He was being Claude, and I was being Jack there for a minute.
Well, there you go.
Claude and Jack, the Geneva Ramblers.
The story is, Jimmie Rodgers was influenced by black music and the blues a lot too, and they didn't have it all settled out into, it was just music kind of.
Right.
And they didn't have the categories set yet. So Jimmie meets up with a fella, calls himself Hobo Bill, played by Nate Latham.
Does a great
Nate
job.
is a talented joker.
Woo.
And
plays that harmonica.
he's sort of his not really alter ego, but his conscience.
I think he's conscious.
And they play it through the whole thing, and Jimmie grows up in Meridian and meets up with all these people and the musical influences, and he falls in love with the preacher's daughter, Carrie Williamson, played by Mary Margaret Freeman.
She's a sweetie.
Yeah, she's a great actress too. And then he crosses paths with Ralph Peer.
Wow.
Who plays Ralph Peer?
That'd be young Alton Brown.
Yeah, Al Brown.
Al moved back from Pensacola just to be in this play.
Well,
right.
there you go. Glad he could make it.
In fact, they gave him a Pepsi Cola just to do it.
Yeah. Well, we've been working hard on it, and it's shaping up really nice. Be a lot of music in it. Daniel Bowles and Will Rowland and Joseph Jernigan and Jack are the house band, and there'll be music between scenes and mood music, to set the mood for a couple of things during it, and then they play behind me on some things.
Yeah.
It's shaping up really nice. It's a lot's going into it under the direction of Susie Johnson, and Susie knows what she's doing.
Oh, love her to death.
And she's enthusiastic about it, and she's sharp, and it's all coming together well. I'm excited to be part of it.
Yeah, I am too, because I kept asking about this play when it was going to be, and if Britt was going to be back as Jimmie, and I couldn't get an answer. Now we know. Glad to have you on that.
Took a little while to sort it all out, I guess.
I guess the last time I bumped into Jimmie Rodgers, he was hitchhiking down by the train station out front with a guitar. What was that, a couple months ago?
A little bit more than that.
Oh, has it been that long? Yeah, he was back during the Ghost Walk in February.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when I saw Jimmie.
That's the last time and I sort of blew my voice out that day. It took me a month or so to get over that. I was sick when I went down there.
And it got you, didn't it?
Pretty much over it now. Till the next time.
So what is going to be one of the big songs that hits the stage during this? What are y'all going to perform?
We do several of the obvious ones and a couple of not so obvious ones, and
you want to hear an obvious one real quick while we got these guitars?
Yeah, let's hear something that you're going to do there.
All around the water tank, waiting for a train. 1,000 miles away from home, sleeping in the rain. Well, I walked up to a brakeman to give him a line of talk. He says, if you got money, I'll see that you don't walk. Well, I haven't got a nickel, not a penny can I show. Well, they put me off in Texas, the state I dearly love. Wide open spaces all around me, the moon and stars above. Nobody seems to want me or lend me a helping hand. I'm on my way from Frisco, going back to Dixieland. My pocketbook is empty and my heart is full of pain. I'm 1,000 miles away from home, just waiting for a train. Odele, odele, oh, odele.
Jimmie Rodgers, Britt, Gully taking care of that. And as we look at this is the kickoff officially for the Jimmie Rodgers Festival this weekend. As we get into this now, am I not mistaken? That's Jimmy's guitar there, is it not?
Well, this is the number one copy. In 1997, they decided C.F. Martin Company, make the best ones anywhere,
Right.
decided that they would make a reproduction of it. And it's a great guitar. It's the number one. It belongs to the foundation. It's got thanks.
Right.
Back. And this is the one I've traveled with so much. They're pretty exclusive about who gets a hold of the
I
real
would
one, the most
imagine.
valuable guitar in the world. We recorded an album on it several years ago. And they wouldn't let Merle Haggard play it, but they let me play it.
Now, also, they do have at the museum Jimmy's original guitar, don't they?
Yeah.
Now, you've
Yeah,
played it before.
That's the one we recorded the album on, and I played it a long time ago at one of the memorial services.
Yeah,
I've had a
thought
hold of it a couple of times.
Yeah. We've got more coming up with Britt and Jack as we get ready for the big play coming up this weekend at Meridian Community College. I'll stay close as we'll get into that as we talk about Chet and all the good folks out there that are firing up with some sandpaper this morning. Why? Because somebody's had some damage done. They do it every day, all day long, and they put your car back to the way it was before it all happened. Paint matching like you wouldn't believe. They'll match it up, and it'll be perfect and good looking again. It's all there at Chet's Paint and Body, Highway 495 in the curve there. Whether you've had just a little scratch, maybe your kids bumped into it with a toy. Maybe your wife got mad at you and keyed your truck.
Oh, goodness, that would be bad.
That could happen. See them there. They'll fix you up. She hadn't done it yet.
Threatened
She's threatened me a time or two.
Always hangs over your head.
Yeah. Chet's Paint and Body. See them today. They're in Center Hill. They'll help you out there. The number to call, 737-2961. See Chet and his friendly staff. They'll take care of your car and get you going back on the road before too long. All happening there. Rock House Gun and Pawn is open Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. until 6 p.m. Lots of different calibers and brands to choose from when it comes to hunting rifles. Whether you're looking for a new pump shotgun or an AR, the Rock House will have the gun that you need. With a huge selection of ammunition for just about any caliber that you may be looking for. Pistols, scopes, and a whole lot more. Plus a private lobby for your confidentiality when it comes to your pawns. Rock House Gun and Pawn, located at 5430 Highway 19 North Meridian.
At the Back Porch, we're bringing families back together for fun, food, and all the things you love to enjoy around your home. Every event starts with a great grill, great cookware, and accessories. Add in some locally sourced meat and dairy, along with frozen vegetables and casseroles, and over 500 brands of spices and sauces. Relax in our chairs, swings, daybeds, and have fun with our cornhole boards. From coolers to trailers, we have everything you need. When you see the big chair, you've made it to the Back Porch.
And welcome back with Scotty Ray and Candace on this gorgeous Thursday morning as we wait for sunshine and 90 degrees before it's all said and done.
I know. I wish I was off today where I could get out in my yard.
Yeah. By 9 o'clock this morning, all that fog that's south of Meridian will burn off.
Yeah.
Now, I learned something today, and I was not aware of it, and I'm going to test our special guest over here if they knew all of this.
Very special.
Very special.
We know it
guest
all.
there.
That's right. Shell
Kurt-
answer man here.
Kurt Russell. I think we all know who Kurt Russell is.
Right.
I was unaware that his daddy was ever a movie
Bing
star.
Russell.
Yeah,
Are you kidding me?
I did not know.
Smoke a lot.
Bing
Look at-
Russell, he was probably in about 400
Westerns.
He
played. I've seen him so many times, and it shocked me. He was the deputy on Bonanza.
That's right.
Yeah.
Did y'all know that?
He's also in Magnificent Seven, and about 400 more.
On all
Look
kind
at
of
that.
stuff.
Yeah, he's in the first part of it. But now you know what his day job was, don't you?
Well, tell me.
He was always into baseball. He was a good athlete, and he had a very successful minor league franchise. That's where Kurt Russell got interested in baseball. And, you know, Kurt Russell played a little minor league baseball.
Yeah.
I mean, he was a very talented baseball player.
But I just over the years never realized that his dad was also an actor, because he's good. 1942, a girl would be born. She would make such an influence on country music. I think it was Birmingham where she was from, and she'd make her way to Nashville. Anybody remember this young lady?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, first lady of country music.
She was actually
North Mississippi.
Yeah, she's right in that corner of Alabama and Mississippi. What was the name of it? Around Phil Campbell, Alabama. Was that? And then right across the line from Phil Campbell, way up there in the north corner.
I can't think which town it was, but
In that
she was
neighborhood
on
there.
both sides of the state line.
Oh, yeah.
I think she was really Red Bay.
Rumor is Jacky may have had a crush on this old girl at one point in your life. I know you used to sit and watch the show when you get home from work because you couldn't miss it.
Okay.
But everybody needed one of these in their house as we go back. Remember Alice?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
And
That's my
Bradford.
kind of woman right there.
I'm telling you, she had a cleaning rag in her hand, and you didn't get nothing in that house.
I'm glad I'm wearing
She
these
could cook and
white
clean
buck
and-
shoes because my toes would just be curling right now.
Yeah, she could cook and clean. She'd just be that.
Now, something that happened.
You know what her first?
Yeah.
You know what her first big break was?
What's that?
Bob Cummings, who'd been a movie star, had a couple of shows early on in television, and I Love Bob was one of them, and I can't. Maybe the other one was just called Robert Cummings Show, or whatever. But anyway, she played the housekeeper on those shows. We're talking about early '50s, and that was her big break.
Wow.
Yeah.
1952, I think a lot of people will remember this. It dominated television like nothing had before. It was a special episode of I Love Lucy, and it was called Lucy Makes a TV Commercial. 68% of all TVs that were on that night watched this.
Oh, my
Vitamita
Vita Magic.
And so you remember it.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, that she had to do it over and over and over, and she had to drink some of that stuff every
Wait,
time.
now, you know what they were really making fun of, don't you?
Well, what was it?
Well, you know, a lot of the medicine, like had to call it something.
Yeah.
All that stuff had alcohol in it. And it really came, a lot of that medicine, remember you're probably not old enough to remember this, but I do. You know, when we lived out in the country, we had a sinkhole. We'd throw all our medicine bottles in.
Everybody done that.
And you'd go in there and say, "Oh, ain't that a pretty bottle?"
Yeah.
And there's a lot of these purple bottles out there. And I said, "What was in that, Dad?" And he says, "Well, it's supposed to be medicine, but it had a lot of," as he pronounced it, alcohol in it.
Alcohol.
A lot
I've
of
heard it
alcohol in it. So that commercial she was making, that episode was really making
Poking.
fun of the fact a lot of that medicine that was on the shelves, even into the 50s, was just out of that medicine show.
Yeah.
Thing. You know, medicine show, they'd come around, they'd sell the old little cure, everything. Actually, just had so much alcohol in it, you were just glad you had the disease.
1956, you'd wake up and this would be the number one song on the radio, and to this day, still played over and over. We all know it is Heartbreak Hotel, his very first number one.
Hoyt Axton's mother, May, who was a publicist, gets half credit on that.
She
song.
does.
I just wondered how much of it she ever wrote. We can do a little
knows?
Heartbreak Hotel. if you
Did
want
she
to.
ever come up with
Down at
anything
Lonely
else?
Street.
No, she wrote a gospel song or two, but she didn't write anything. That's what I'm saying. I knew her just a little bit. She was a nice lady, but she didn't write any more songs.
She just happened to be there.
Now Hoyt, of course,
Oh Lord, Hoyt
he
was a
wrote
monster.
Jeremiah was a bullfrog.
Kinda made him famous.
A lot of stuff.
1961, we would send, and the way they worded this is the first American would finally make it to space, and he did. It was May 5th is when it all happened there. Alan Bartlett Shepard Jr. headed out into space. It was a big thing there for America to be first.
You know what else happened in 1961?
What was that?
Roger Maris broke Babe Ruth's record. They put an asterisk on it because he had extra games, about 8 extra games, and the Babe did. And then Whitey Ford broke Babe Ruth's scoreless inning record as a left-handed pitcher in the World Series. And I remember the headlines. I was just a little bitty boy, but in fact, I'm first grade, and we were trying to learn how to read. It said on there, it said, this has been a bad year for the Babe.
I can see that.
Roger Maris got him as a hitter, and Whitey Ford got him as a pitcher.
1976, we would wake up, and this was kind of like a theme song of people.
All right.
It would just happen and happen. Don't the girls get prettier at closing time? Was number one.
I don't think they let you record that today, would they?
Yeah, boy, I love that song.
That's not very woke, is it?
Yeah, it doesn't fit to that. 1976 in Opryland, also, two of the greatest would be together. I grew up watching this guy. I learned stuff from Captain Kangaroo, but he would team up for a musical with one of my all-time favorites, Tom T. Hall. They were at Opryland today filming.
Tom T. Hall. Know his son real well, Dean.
Yeah.
Dean T. Hall.
That was I liked him.
Tom T. Hall was one of the great writers. Tell you what he didn't like to do, though. He didn't like to dress up in a tuxedo.
I don't blame him a bit.
I sat next to him a couple of times at these dinners, and he says, I don't like these tuxedos, these monkey suits. I said, why is that? He says, because I sweat in them.
Yeah, that could happen. Do you remember the TV show, Candace, when we were young? It was called BJ and the Bear. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do.
All right, from BJ and the Bear, there was a guy on there that was a cop. Mm-hmm. After BJ ended up that show, they went on to have his own. It didn't last very long, but who remembers the show Lobo? It made it.
They just barely made it, didn't it?
79 to 81 there. But I remember the character from the TV show. It did go away. Now, this one, after I saw it, I went, oh, yeah, I remember that. The last one aired in 85 on this date, Hardcastle and McCormick. Do y'all remember that?
Barely. I don't remember Brian Keith very much.
Yeah.
Great actor. Really.
Yeah, he was. But I remember that show. Liked it a lot. 1992, I met this old boy, and he did drive around. It made him millions by now. He did drive around in a little Toyota car, and I think he named it Daisy. It got him where he was going, and, well, it was a hunk of junk. And the only good thing about the car was it had a good radio.
Aaron Tippin.
Number one song back in 92.
Aaron Tippin.
Yeah. Remember that, meeting him well. Now, this was kind of like a show that we all had to sit down and gather around because he was like the man that we all looked up to. Mm-hmm. A lot of folks had wives like him and children like him, and, well, you related to him.
And some women have husbands like him.
Listen at this.
God bless you.
Oh, it's a wonderful show.
Oh, my goodness.
It ended on this date back in 97. Hard to believe that it's been that long ago.
Daddy said he didn't like that show. It hit too close to home.
That's right. That's right. That's too close to home to be funny.
This one was interesting. It's always if you could have a dream and you could go and fix things in time. Mm-hmm. Who remembers the TV show Quantum Leap? This was the last episode of it.
I didn't watch it.
There's a great child actor there.
Yeah, I liked it.
What's that guy's name?
I can't think of it, but I know him.
God, I can't believe it. He was such a successful
And this guy, I remember this show, and I knew him more from Mary Tyler Moore, but he did get his own show. Who remembers this? It ended today also. Too Close for Comfort.
Now, I used to
I don't
watch this
remember
all
that
the
one.
time.
Yeah, I kind of do.
Didn't the blonde in the back, didn't she play on Dallas?
I don't know.
I could have swore she
She
played
could
on
have.
Dallas.
Yeah, that's a big possibility
Either Dallas
there.
or Knots Landing, one of those. I can't
I'm too young to remember all this
I
stuff.
think Knots
me too.
Landing.
Now, this old girl is a big, it may have been that.
Yeah, she was a singer or something.
This was a big singer, Adele, born in 88 on this day.
Mary Mack just absolutely loved her when she
can
out.
sing.
And that's
She is funny, too. I
well,
don't
is
know
she?
if you've ever seen her, like, talk to somebody or joke around.
I want
She's
to
really
say
funny.
that guy's name was Dean Stockwell because he's just too great an actor and started out as a kid. And we need to say his name because Dean Stockwell was a heck of an actor.
Sure was.
Yeah.
No.
Paris, Texas, he was in that too with Harry Dean Stanton.
Didn't realize that.
He was fantastic.
Learning a little bit this morning from Jack.
I'm telling you, I'm just a walking, talking.
You
what
are.
do they call?
They need to put you on Jeopardy.
An encyclopedium.
Something like that.
All right. We got more coming up about the Jimmie Rodgers Festival and the big play that is coming to town. Let's take a moment and talk about our friends over at Snowden & Company. They do this every day. What do? Paperwork. They get you ready for a home. They handle all that because it can be really confusing. You start looking at how do I need to do this? Have somebody that represents you that knows what they're doing. Mm-hmm. And there's been so many. Shelby's done it. As we look here, Rachel and Alan bought their home from them. Whether you're looking or selling or whatever the case is, whether your life changes, and that does happen in life, to where you need a bigger home. How about Bailey? You need a big house? We got you one here. Mm-hmm. You can come out and take a look at this. She'll be glad to show you through it. Find out how many acres that is and all the young'uns you can fit in that house.
That's right.
And, of course, if you need a smaller one, how about a historic home in downtown DeKalb?
I absolutely love that home.
Oh, it's beautiful. See it. Dalewood. Here's a home there that's being offered here right on the water. There's so many to choose from. Take a look. You can visit them online at snowdenrealestate.com. They got a lot of homes. You'll enjoy yourself as you go to Enterprise, different places. Maybe you need a double wide, a single wide. They can do that, or just plain land. See Amanda. She'll show you all around and just how great they work together. Designated seller, she'll help you. Their office is located there in Poplar Springs. Drop in and visit any of their sales staff. They're there, 453-3937. Again, that's the telephone number. Drop in and visit with them. You'll be glad that you did. The Precast Group, offering you the best selection when it comes to a storm shelter. Located on 145 South in Meridian, where they offer above-ground shelters that can be installed in your home as you're built-in, or conveniently located right outside your home if it's already built. They also offer storm shelters that can be installed in a slight bank or on flat ground. Protect your family today with a very affordable storm shelter from the Precast Group. Highway 145 South, 601-482-0003. The Precast Group.
If you or a loved one has been in a serious car accident, call attorney Richard Schwartz and Associates.
We'll come to you, work to get you the right medical care, and fight to get you every dollar you deserve. One call, that's all.
Call attorney Richard Schwartz and Associates today.
And welcome back with Scotty Ray and Candace as we begin this morning. And I mentioned earlier today, if you're anywhere near the Supreme Court building, they're putting up fencing all the way around it today as protests start out. Make sure you're there. Jerry Jones has been taken to the hospital. He is the owner of the Dallas Cowboys in a fender bender yesterday. He's going to be all right. Now, I don't know a lot about this guy. I've seen his name in the news, Madison Cawthorn. He's a representative from one of the states, and boy, they are after him. I don't know if he's guilty of all the things that they say he's done, but he'll have to pay one day. We'll find out.
Goodness.
I got to investigate all that.
It's a lot of information right there.
Yeah, he's.
I don't believe I want to look in his closet.
Yeah,
Yes.
I wouldn't either. I don't think
I
so.
think he's a Republican, if I'm not mistaken.
He is. That's one of the reasons they're after him.
Yeah,
They'll hang him.
He's in a wheelchair, and boy, they're making it tough on that old boy. Let's see. I don't know, and it could be true. We still look to this guy that turned in the computer, and he's suing. He is. He's after Adam Schiff and
Hey,
CNN.
man, isn't that something? Hey, you just ruined my business and shut my business down and lie about me. You know, they want to talk about the big lie.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
he's going to take their big lie into the courtroom, but he's going to have a hard time going after those slippery reptiles.
That always happens.
But you
Hard to do
know,
anything against the swamp.
I admire him to at least make an effort. To
Yeah.
Standing up.
Because so many people would back down.
When you ruin my livelihood, you're also, you know, like my children think my initials are ATM. You ruin me, then they're going to have a hard time too, see?
Yeah.
And so this guy, he has a family.
Yeah.
He's not all that old. And
We go to Lubbock, Texas on the next one, and I guess as a parent, you could kind of understand this. A lady walked in and saw a man naked in her daughter's bedroom. He commenced to running. She commenced to chasing him. She ran over him with her car.
I'm just going to say.
She wasn't wearing the bifocals.
She got him. He won't be sneaking into her daughter's bedroom no more.
Yeah, I don't think he will.
I think she is cured of that. And the more we find out about what's going on in Alabama with this jailer,
I know.
they're saying at least 2 years now of a romance behind bars.
You know, they fired her, so she will not get her retirement.
Yeah.
But she had
Oh,
put in for it.
I think that's just a real harsh punishment.
Yeah. I was
My
trying to figure
goodness
out how they were
gracious.
going to mail her check to her while they were
Yeah,
on the
well,
run.
you know, she put in for her retirement like days before she did this.
Ooh.
And so, yeah, they've come out and said, well, yeah, she's fired. And she
Wow.
won't be getting anything.
You want to talk about a song? She probably Lovesick Blues would fit her better than anything right now because she's going to have that feeling before long.
How charming does a murderer have to be to charm a girl?
Yeah.
Let's
Get
just
her out
hope
of
she
prison.
ain't. She's not his next victim.
Yeah.
And it could turn into that, how people use people.
Yeah, I mean, I would imagine he used her to just
Yeah.
get out, and if she gets in the way, I mean, she
Sounds like he's a bad man, sure enough.
6'9", you can't miss him in public. There's
Yeah.
no way to hide when you're that tall.
Yeah.
You tower above everybody around you.
I guess you could put a lampshade on it.
I guess you could. Now, we're nearing the weekend as we get ready for this big play that's coming up. We invite you to come out. Tickets are very affordable. It's going to be at MCC campus. Britt will be playing the main part there of Jimmie Rodgers. And the reviews, the raves, how long ago was this play done before?
It's in 16.
16?
Was it?
Yeah.
Was it 2016?
Yeah.
I was on the road and was unable to attend it. I was not in town.
Didn't realize it was that long ago.
Yeah, and we did it out the Meridian Little Theater, and that was a good deal out there too.
Yeah.
And Jack is reprising his role as,
That's right.
as my daddy.
That's right.
Yeah, so we're having it again.
Britt learned that. He looked that word up, and he's been using it each and every day, each and every way.
Always use the word.
Sometimes he'll come up to you and say, "Would you like to reprise that hamburger, or may I have it?"
Didn't mean to discommode you.
Or he'll say, exactly. He'll say, if you'll give me $35, I will reprise the shine upon your Buick.
Yeah, I'm quite a vocabulator.
Yes.
Well, with this, y'all going to be doing musicals all through it. What is another song that's going to be performed that you can share with us this morning?
Let's do this.
Can I tell you that you guys have got a fan named Randy Ragsdale? Do you remember Randy Ragsdale?
Yes, I do.
Big fan of your show.
Well, tell them we appreciate it.
Yeah.
So what you going to do for us here, Britt?
Let's do a Way Out on the Mountain.
Way out. We're kind of way out.
Well, I packed my grip for a farewell trip. Kissed Susie Jane goodbye at the fountain. I'm going, says I, to the land of the sky, away out on the mountain, where the wild sheep blow and the buffalo low, and the squirrels are so many you can't count them. Then I'll make love to some turtle dove, away out on the mountain. I-dee-o-de-lay, o-de-lee-o-de-lay, I-dee-o-de-lay, o-lay, o-lay. When the north wind blows and we're gonna have snow, and the rain and the hail come bouncing, I'll wrap myself in a grizzly bear coat, away out on the mountain, where the whippoorwill sang me to sleep at night, and the eagles roost on the rocks of Spontane. I'll feast on the meat and the honey so sweet, away out on the mountain. I-dee-o-de-lay, o-de-lee-o-de-lay, I-dee-o-de-lay, wo-lay, wo-lay.
And Jimmie Rodgers, of course, Britt Gully and Jacky Jack White singing for us as we get ready for the play that will make its way to Meridian Community College as we get ready for the Jimmie Rodgers Festival in the Meridian area this year. Great job on that, by the way.
Yes, y'all do a great job.
That's a fun song.
What was Jimmy's main years of recording? What were they?
27
33. Isn't it, right?
up to 33.
Now, what people got to remember is America was flat broke during this time. A depression was about.
Flat broke.
And they still found the money to go buy his records. They liked him
crazy.
that much.
Now, what I've heard, and I don't know that this is right or not, but while he was alive, just in that very short period of time, that in that short period he sold 10 million.
From 27 to 29 when the bottom fell out.
Yeah. So he sold while people, you know,
broke.
and they said,
He
you know,
spoke for everybody.
well, the thing about it is you know, you hear, well, they went to the the general store and they'd get a loaf of bread and a new Jimmie Rodgers record. Well, there's something to that.
That
I had an old
happened.
man tell me one time he's walking down the street, and he was walking down this city street, and he said, here was a Jimmie Rodgers record playing, and the windows are down at summertime. And he'd go down, and here's another house, and there's a Jimmie Rodgers record playing. He said he heard Jimmie Rodgers playing out of the windows of those houses all the way down the street. I think he was in Chicago.
Jimmy came to the cab one time.
Lost?
Somebody said people like
on a show up
entertainment to
there.
forget their troubles. I'm sure that was a very troubled time.
Yeah.
America being broken.
You got time for me to tell you James Blackwood, Blackwood and the Blackwood Brothers, the gospel group? Tell you a quick story.
What's that?
I had written a song called When Men Pray that went number one. The reason it went number one, we had all these greats of Southern gospel singing it. They could have sang the phone book had been number one. But Mr. Blackwood came up to me. He wasn't a big guy, a little bitty old short fellow. And he looks up to me and he says, you write the song? Yes, sir, I did. Where are you from? He said, I'm from Columbia, Tennessee, but I live around Livingston, Alabama now. I said, but I don't guess you know where Livingston, Alabama is. Which was stupid because they traveled all over the South selling albums and things out of the back of his automobile and making millions. But he said, do you know about Jimmie Rodgers? I said, oh, yeah. And I said, I like his music a great deal. He said, when my brother and myself were little boys, we went to a show in Meridian. And he said the Temple Theater. A lot of people have conjecture about that, but he said it was the Temple Theater. And he said we didn't have the money to buy a ticket. It's only a quarter of what it was.
Right.
They didn't have a quarter. So they stood outside that building wanting to see him. So after the thing's over with, they could hear everybody yelling, screaming. But he comes out with these two men. They're hurry. They got to go and catch that train at the depot. And he saw these two little boys. Jimmie Rodgers did. He has a guitar case. He said, boys, y'all enjoy the show? And James Blackwood said, Mr. Rodgers, we didn't have money to buy a ticket or anything, but we're just so glad we got to see you. And he stopped, and he says, y'all didn't get to see the show? And those men said, Jimmy, come on, we got to catch that train. He said, no. And he took that guitar case and put it on the ground and opened it up, and he played 3 songs for him. He says, now we can catch the train.
Now, that's a good story.
That is.
I think Jimmy was a hail fellow well met.
Yeah.
Uncle Doc told me a story. He was about 90 years old when he told me, I guess. Said he was 7, and him and Paul Gully came to Meridian. Paul would bring watermelons down and sell them and load up on something else and take back and sell it when he got to the cab. And they was down there close to the old Meridian Hotel, and said, riding in a T-model flatbed truck. And Paul said, look yonder, boy, there's Jimmie Rodgers. And said he was standing on the corner in front of the Meridian Hotel, and there's about a half dozen fellas standing around. Said they was all elbowing and joshing each other and carrying on and laughing. Said Jimmy had his guitar out. He pulled it out and did a little impromptu show there. And Uncle Doc said Paul pulled over on the side there and cut the truck off. Said they listened to him do a song or two, went on about their business.
Well, be. Jimmie Rodgers, what a legend he was, and it all started here in Meridian, the father of country music. More coming up as we get ready to close out the show this morning. Let's talk about a big event that's going to be happening, well, at the Lauderdale County Agri Center this weekend as rodeo action returns. It's going to be Friday and Saturday night. Adult tickets, $10. I believe it is. That's who it is. That's Tommy cutting it up. Come out and join it. As showtime is 7:30. Gates will be opening up May 6th and 7th. It's going to be all your rodeo action that you're used to. We'd love to have you a part of it. Come out and see what's going on.
That's right.
Clowns, whole 9 yards.
I know. They open the gates at 5:30, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
And they've got a lot of stuff for the kids to do. So bring your kids out to watch.
Come enjoy it. The rodeo action. If you're going to be downtown Meridian, just come on over afterwards for the rodeo that night. It's all happening this weekend. I hope you'll join us for the Queen City Rodeo.
H&H Residential of Meridian is your #1 carpet and flooring store. If you've been thinking of a new look for your home or office, call for a free estimate or consultation. H&H can install or you can do it yourself. H&H has all of your design needs from color, style, and texture. If you can dream it, H&H can make it a reality. Come see the large selection of hardwood flooring, laminate, vinyl, and even carpet. H&H Residential of Meridian, open Monday through Friday, 9 to 4, 321 Hawkins Crossing Road. Call Rosemary anytime, 601-462-9541.
The Golden Apple Award, presented by MeTV, EMEPA, the Meridian Star, and our partners in education. Nominate your favorite teacher at twinstates.news.
And welcome back with Scotty Ray and Candace on such a gorgeous Thursday. And again, we want to remind everybody that there is severe weather that's coming in tonight. Should there be a threat of any sort, we'll go live and take you street by street coverage as that storm gets near you or wherever you are in your home to let you know in relationship to where it is. That's all going to be tonight.
Yeah, let's hope it's not bad, though.
What you staring at over there, Britt?
I'm trying to read.
Trying to read, see what everybody's got to
Somebody
say.
said that y'all need to have your stories recorded or wrote
Yeah,
down.
Doug Jernigan, Crow. From Sugar Lock,
That would make
Mississippi.
a name.
You got to keep an eye on Crow. You don't ever know what he's going to chime in with.
I could sit and listen to y'all all day long.
Well, we can do that.
Seriously. I mean, I love listening to all these stories.
Well, when
listening to the music.
are you going home after you leave here? Me and Jack just go with you.
See, look at that.
I wish I was.
Scotty Ray, you
Hey,
in, ain't you?
You could come to the shop and play music while people get their hair done.
Y'all got saltines and veinies?
There's a way to make that happen.
As we look at the White House correspondence, and they tried to make this like there's no way, if you watched any of the coverage of it, it was like a fashion show as they described what people were wearing. I was like, no, you're not.
Yeah.
They did, and they're breaking out with COVID, all of them at this point.
Yeah.
I would hope that we'd gotten past all of that, but it looks as though maybe another round of this is starting to float around America, so be aware.
Somehow Biden has not contracted it yet.
Yeah, he has not,
Everybody
has he?
around him, though. Every time somebody gets it, they go, "No, they were around him 3 days ago." But anyway,
They say,
wish that on anybody.
do you like spinach? Does anybody in here eat spinach?
I do.
I do.
I can't bear it.
And I don't like it cooked. I like it just like baby spinach in a salad. or
I
something,
like it
or
all.
on a sandwich.
That's how I got to be such a cut athlete.
Well, this may be good for you as the
Like Popeye.
experts.
Popeye.
I used to carry that can,
And squeeze it.
under my shirt.
Yeah.
You have a pipe that you have out here.
Well, yes, I do. But
The older you get, though, on this, they're saying that research now, if you eat this, will help you with dementia. So, Jack, you ought to be pretty good.
Well, Marvin, it's working for me, Marvin.
I've never had it cooked. I might like it cooked.
I ate it
tell you, I
once, and
love
I
it.
thought,
I love spinach.
I had turnip greens before I ever tried spinach.
Yeah, I
so
like turnip
greens
greens
were so
and-
good it ruined me for spinach.
Did you ever have poke salad?
Time or two.
I've heard about both.
It's all right.
It's okay.
Done right.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna let y'all pick my menu when we go eat. I can tell that right off the top here. The oldest person in the world has been hospitalized, and I didn't realize we had anybody that is this old.
I didn't either.
Take a wild guess. Anybody got a guess who the oldest person is? How old it is?
124.
You're close. 121. She's been found in Brazil. She's in the hospital right now. 121 years.
She got a reading level of a 125-year-old.
That's pretty good, Jack. But that's a few of the headlines that are going on today. And again, let's go back over the times and what time to see y'all at the
Saturday
play.
night, Jimmie Rodgers, America's Blue Yodelers, 7 o'clock at MCC in the, what's the name of the auditorium?
McCain
McCain Theater.
Theater, man.
Yeah. And Sunday matinee. Sunday matinee at 2 o'clock. So Saturday night and Sunday. You can make both shows. Tickets are on sale online, and they will be on sale at the door that night till the place fills up. And then see me, and I'll get you in.
Get you in anyway.
Folks, if you ain't got the money to buy that ticket, Scotty Ray will lend you the money.
There you go.
He'll
Just
be
give
out
me a
there on
holler.
the sidewalk.
Yeah, you can hang
Look
around
for him. He'll be wearing a brown cowboy hat.
Come see us. We want to say thank y'all for coming by this morning. And Candace, it's a big day for us as we begin sunshine. And again, we want to remind you that there is a chance of severe weather. We'll be here to walk you through it. And should anything happen locally, we'll let you know. We'll break in with the latest news.
That's right. But enjoy the sunshine while we got it, because tonight we won't.
That's
Well,
right.
we won't have sunshine at night anyway.
We're going to get some rain
We
tomorrow
won't have
morning.
it tomorrow, though.
Again, thank y'all for being a part of this, making this the most talked about show in the Meridian area. We couldn't do it without you, and our big thank you to our special guest this morning.
Yes.
Thank y'all for letting us come pester you.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners: